Welcome back, Rush Media Day. Thanks for being here. It's been a fun day going through. We're marching along. We got the Uintah Utes here. We got Coach Burrell and three of his star players. We're going to learn all about the upcoming season. Coach, I'll start with you. Tell me about leading up to this season, the off season, you're taking the job and all that stuff and that whole process.
Yeah, so just getting a little bit of a late start, but really making the most of the time that we had was super important this offseason. And now that we've got things kind of rolling, the guys are making the most of their opportunities to improve and get better. And so it's fun and it's exciting to take on a new challenge. And these guys are making it an awesome experience for me. So it's awesome to be here and excited to show the state what we can do out here in the basin.
And what was the time frame exactly of you taking the job?
I got hired towards the end of February. And
Oh, okay.
so what we were kind of doing is I was still teaching and finishing the school year out of my old school. And so on Friday and Saturdays, I would get off of work and drive out here and we would practice Friday night, Saturday morning, and then I would drive back that weekend. So we kind of got probably 8 spring ball practices in and that kind of thing, and a lot of help from my assistant coaches, lifting and doing meetings throughout the week and stuff. And then finally finished the school year and moved out here, and now we've been kind of full tilt ever since.
Okay, excellent. Okay, let's talk a little kind of philosophy, coach. We'll start on the offensive side of the ball of what the identity of this team offensively you think will be this year.
Honestly, we're super young on offense, which is exciting. Super talented group, really capable group. One area where we are a little bit older is up front, which tends to lend its hand for success and usually helps.
Sure.
We have some great backs and some really talented receivers. We'll play in a spread offense, and we'll try to give our guys the best opportunity to be successful, and let our guys go do what they do best.
Okay, excellent. Then same question for defense.
Yeah, very similar on defense. It's just trying to keep it as simple as we can to give these guys an opportunity to just go fly around and make plays and be physical and play violent and have a lot of fun. And we, more than anything, offense and defense, we just want it to fit the kind of kids and the mentality that these kids have. And these are tough kids, they're capable kids. They love football, and I hope that that kind of reflects in how they play this year. And I think it will with the schemes that we have.
And do you have two coordinators, coach?
I'll call the offense, and then our assistant head coach, Jaden Taylor, will call the defense.
Okay. Okay, excellent. All right, let's start with Landon, coach. If you'll just tell me a little bit about Landon and kind of the what you like about what he does on the field and what you expect from him this season.
Yeah, Landon's an awesome kid. He's got a great mentality, and he loves football. That's the number one thing that, you can teach a lot of guys to play the game, and you can teach plays and that kind of thing, but you can't teach them to love it. And I think something that I've learned really quickly in working with Landon is how much he cares about it and how much he's willing to put into it. And I think that exudes to other people on our team. I think he's a great leader. His arm talent's awesome. He does a great job throwing the football around, and he's a well-documented runner at this point. So we're excited to watch him play.
Okay, excellent. Landon, take us through kind of your career, going back, to the beginning of your high school career and kind of your evolution to where you are now. I'm just curious about, the beginning of how things were when you started versus now.
Yeah, for sure. So I started playing football and tackle football like seventh grade, but when I got to high school, this will be my third year with a different head coach here. And um, I like where we're going right now. I like where we're at, and I'm just ready to get rolling. I can't wait. 32 more days. I got to count down.
What what's it? Obviously, every time you get a new coach, that's a big adjustment. What's the system adjustment like as far as offensive approach with Coach Burrell versus what it was last year?
Yeah, so it's a lot better. I like the system we're implementing, and with the guys we got. last couple of years, it's a lot of like this is a system, you adjust to it, and with this system, it's like we're gonna build around the guys we have and the talent we have to capitalize the most off of our offense.
Okay, excellent. And what do you think the strength of the offense in general will be?
We're just gonna score touchdowns. We're gonna whip them.
Okay, great. Landon, will you tell me about your teammate Jamie? Something you admire about him, how he plays?
Yeah, yeah. This is Jamie. I lift with him in the weight room. He's a hard worker, and I know that if I lift with him, he'll push me. I'll push him, and we can make each other better. Same with Avery over here. So I love my guys. I love these two especially. They're dogs.
Any type of lift that you can outlift him in?
Yeah, I can squat more than him. He don't want to admit it.
All right,
Weight.
Jamie shaking his head. Um, Jamie, same question for you, I guess, would be what is an aspect of your game that you've really been honing and focusing on heading into this year? And I know it's all aspects of your game, but is there one in particular that you've really been focusing on?
Um, Not an aspect of my game mostly, but just becoming more tough, mentally tough, and physically. I'm just ready to come and hit some people, tackle hard, play hard, and win some football games.
How do you develop that? Because in media days, we always do interviews. We're always talking about the weight room and the off season and lifting. How do you strengthen that mental part of the game, which is so important? Like, what are some things that you do to increase your mental toughness or whatever?
For me, it's the work off the field. So, working out by myself, um, being smart in school, doing all the right things, eating right. That's how I become mentally more tough, and I like to um, try to push my teammates to do the same. And yeah,
Awesome. And then what would you say? What aspect of the game do you think this team will be better at this year than last?
um, I think our run game definitely we're more explosive, and our running back is an animal. So
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
excited.
And who's playing running back?
Cash Barney,
Okay. And what grade is he going to be in?
he's going to be a junior.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Um, all right, great, Jamie. Will you tell me a little bit about Avery sitting next to you there? What do you admire about his game?
He's a great teammate. Always pushing everybody. He's positive. Um, he's tough and strong. Um, he's just a good guy.
Okay, excellent. Avery, tell me about the big guys this year, the trenches on both sides of the ball. Um, what's the overall mentality of this group, and what do you think that on the line you guys will do well this year?
So offensively, just got to protect the quarterback and the running back. Don't want anyone to like tackle him or anything like that. Defensively, just make hits on the quarterback and whatnot. And that's
Okay,
what
e-
physical stuff.
excellent, excellent. What was your favorite Friday night individual performance last season?
Um, Honestly, like I was more of a special teams type of the guy, so I guess just putting people on their butts and stuff during field goal and whatnot.
Um, which player puts the most effort into looking good in their uniform on Friday nights?
I,
Okay, what do you do with your drip? What do you focus on?
well, it depends on the colors we're wearing that night, but my favorite is when we wear our black jerseys with our gray pants, and then I normally do a little few bands, leg sleeve, front socks. It's all about color coding. You can't have too much white, too much red, too much black. You
Balance.
got to flow.
Yeah, you got to flow. I agree with that. Um, who's the toughest guy? Jamie, maybe I'll ask you this question. Who's the toughest guy to beat in a 40-yard dash on this year's team?
Um, I'd say Zayton Lujan. our receiver. He's quick.
Okay, excellent. And what's your connection like with him throwing the ball, Landon? Is he going to get some targets this year?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a quick guy off the feet, and he's got some good hands. So very explosive.
Okay, awesome. And then rapid fire here. Who's a guy? I guess Landon, this might be a good question for you. Who's a guy who's like who's not here? Now, because I know both of these guys are, but who's a guy that's like surprised you or maybe didn't play a lot last year, but is like a guy that might surprise people with how well they play this year? Maybe an underrated guy on this year's team.
Well, he's here. It's Avery. He's been a dog this offseason. He's stepped up like levels. I'd say a different guy other than him would be he started for us last year, but he didn't get as many targets as he should have. His name's Ty Turner. He's a wideout. He'll be a sophomore. He's smart and he has great hands.
Okay, excellent. Um, let's see, Coach, if you want to peek back in, I'll ask you a little bit about some personnel stuff. Let's start with defensively. Just let's start with the linebacking core, then I'll ask you about the secondary, what you think that group's going to be like this year.
Sure. Super excited about our linebackers. We have a lot of depth and a lot of guys that can do multiple things for us. And so one thing that we've been doing as a staff is trying to figure out who fits where the best. And so we have a lot of capable guys, which is a great problem to have, but still trying to figure out how we want to go about where we're putting guys. And so we're kind of solidified in some spots there, and there's still some spots where guys are really competing and doing their best. But overall, all of our linebackers are really talented. They're some of our biggest kids, they're some of our oldest kids and most experienced groups. They communicate well, which I think is really important on the second level. They play downhill, and you know it's a fun group to watch, and they do a great job. Um, as far as our secondary goes, it's a little bit less proven. Um, we have some really talented kids. Um, the scheme change is very different in the secondary. There's a significant difference in the coverages that we're running now and what they were doing in the past. And so there's been a little bit of a feeling out process there. Some guys that have really done a nice job there. Case and Larson has done a great job playing corner for us. Um, Colton Van Wagner has been getting reps at safety, and he's a guy that's in the same class as this group that's been through a lot and worked incredibly hard, and he'll also kick for us this year. And so a little bit more proven and a little bit more developed at linebacker, and a lot of guys that are super capable and talented and eager to show off and prove themselves in the secondary.
Oh, sorry. All right, excellent. And then I got Cash Barney kind of being the one of the featured backs at least this year. And tell me, I guess maybe a couple other receivers who will be making plays this season.
Sure. Ty Turner is that the guy that Landon was talking about, and he's a really special football player. He does a great job, and when you mix in the fact that he's as young as he is, and there's as much time as there is to continue to develop for him, the sky's the limit for Ty Turner. Um, Dace Olson is a slot receiver who does a great job. And really, we've got kind of a nice little rotation of slots going with Asher Trundle and Zayton Lujan can play that spot. Um, Dace Olson can play it. There's a lot of guys that can play slot, and they all do a great job. And then that other outside spot is exciting, but I would say is another place where there's some capable guys that are less proven. Anthony Payne has done an awesome job for us this offseason. We make fun of we don't really make fun of him, but we tease him and call him the big fundamental because he's always doing stuff right. It might not be as explosive or flashy as some of these other guys, but he's just always doing things right, and that's fun, and that's a great security blanket to have offensively. Holden Lays in that same group, and finally, we've been able to work hard and recruit some of the athletes in our school and get some guys like Brody Murray from the basketball team to join us, and he's done a great job coming along also. This will be is this his first year playing high school
Oh, high
football?
school, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so we got him to come back out and he'll make an impact there. So our receivers are an awesome group. They're super talented, very young and eager to prove themselves, and that's exciting.
Okay, well, I got to let you guys go, but before I do, Coach, can say I'm making you talk a lot here, but give me a minute just on week one and your excitement for the challenge.
Yeah, week one is always an interesting challenge, just not having a reference point, not knowing exactly what you're getting yourself into. Week one and year one with a new program is always kind of crazy because you don't know what you're going to bring to the table either. You do your best to prepare these guys, and you do your best to help them get ready to go. And you think you know until the bullets are really flying, that you don't know what you're going to get. And so playing against Murray this year, they're a great program, and Coach Dunn does an awesome job with them, and we're excited to go compete. And really, everybody makes a big deal about week one, but the reality is the most important one is just the next one. And so for us right now, that is week one, and then after that, it'll turn to Union, and then it'll be Taylorsville, and it's the next one, and that's really what I want these guys to understand. So.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Coach. Thanks, Landon, Jamie, Avery, the Uintah Utes, everybody here on Rush Media Day. Thanks for making time for us. We'll be in touch throughout the year. Go Utes and enjoy the rest of your summer, guys. Quick break. We'll be back right after this.